Hello and welcome back to another episode of Just an Average Metalhead. It is me, your host with the most, Matt. How are you all doing? Hope you're all having a great day today. Doing something a little bit different today. For those people of my sort of vintage and maybe a bit older, you remember such as things as like MySpace, Bebo, and early Facebook, where sort of like music surveys and questionnaires and stuff were rampant. Sort of people sort of like you'd get a list of questions and you'd fill it out with your own individual answers, and it would sort of like give people an idea of like your music taste and your personality through what songs and artists and stuff you would pick. And today I have picked one apart, and I have got 18 questions from one of those surveys which I am going to go through and give you all a bit of an idea of what I am calling my life through music. So we will start with like straight away now with question one, and a song from the year I was born. Personally, my one of my favourite songs, and it's become a bit of a birthday ritual for me because this album came out very close to the day I was born. So I will listen to the debut Rage Against the Machine album every year on my birthday. It is my birthday ritual. It's one of the first things I do on that day. And one of my favourite songs off that album, I know it's a cliche, but Killing in the Name is always going to have a special place in my heart. And I can't not. It is one of my favourite songs from the year I was born. There were so many to pick. I could have gone from Hollow from Pantera, like Wood by Alice in Chains, Dry County by Bon Jovi. Well, actually, I know I picked that from my tracks from my years, but obviously it changes like day after day. uh, Question number two: a song that reminds you of school. Honestly, like I could pick so many, like because during like school and things is when my love for this music really kicked off. So I could like any song by Queen. I was obsessed with Queen. Any song by Iron Maiden because that's where my fandom really started. But for me, a song that really reminds me of my time in school is "Welcome to the Black Parade" by My Chemical Romance. It really like I remember that song coming out and it just booting off and being huge. It was absolutely amazing, and like it was everywhere, and it was just like if I think back and think of my childhood, I think of that song. So, what we got next? Question number three. What am I listening to right now? This morning, before I filmed this actually, I have been listening to Biffy Clyro Revolutions live at Wembley. It is probably one of my favourite live albums of all time. That band sound incredible. For a three piece as well, they sound so damn good, and like the crowd are singing along to every word. Like Simon Neil's vocals live sound amazing, and they're not just sticking to like the popular stuff. They are reaching in and playing some really old, like obscure tracks on that live album as well. It is bang on. If you've not checked it out, please check it out. Oh, question number four. What is a song that makes you sad? For me, there is only one choice for this, and that is Mammoth, Wolfgang Van Halen, Distance. It's a heartbreaking song as it is because it was the song he wrote as a tribute to his dad, the legendary Eddie Van Halen. But for me, every time I listen to that song, it just reminds me of everybody I've lost along the way, like family members, friends who are no longer with us, and it just hits me right in the heart, and it makes me sad, but in a good way, because it makes me think of like just it makes me think of those people, and it really meant a lot to me a couple of years ago when I lost my nan, and like she was such a big part of my life, and that song helped me get through like everything with that, and that song just means the absolute world to me. Question number 5. An obvious answer with this one. Just like look around my house and see the sheer amount of merch I've got for this band. But my favourite band of all time, it's Iron Maiden. It always will be Iron Maiden. I'm not going to linger too long on that question. A newly discovered band that I've been checking out recently. For me, it's Graphic Nature. One of the best metal bands in the UK right now are Graphic Nature. They've got some real like Slipknot, like heavy, like new metal-y vibes. Like I get a lot of Korn from them, but they are also got that sort of like UK grime and like UK hip hop mixed in with it, and it really makes them stand out from the crowd. They are so good. Please check out Graphic Nature. The new track they've dropped this week is bang on. Love them. I could have gone for another band that I discovered recently as well, Black Gold. They are fantastic as well, but Graphic Nature are the one for me. I love that band. Please go check them out. Best / favourite female vocalist. I've always been a sucker for Amy Lee from Evanescence, and it's got even more so since I saw them live a couple of years ago. Her vocals are amazing, and she pulls it off live. There is no contest for me for like Amy Lee is my favorite female vocalist. Favorite male vocalist. I know, surprised with this one. Probably think I'm going to say Bruce Dickinson, but I'm not. It's Miles Kennedy. The work he does with Alter Bridge is amazing. Like the stuff he's done with Slash, again, fantastic. Like it's some of the solo stuff, like what he did on I forget his name. The guitar player from Lamb of God. His solo album. His track on that is fucking incredible. Like that guy can sing the phone book. He's never set a foot wrong. He sounds so good. A song that hypes me up. Ready to Rock by Airborne. If I'm having a down day, crank that on and I am ready to run through walls by the time that song's finished. It is so good. Like, it's just pure rock and roll energy, and it's what you need when you're having a bad day or you need to sort of amp yourself up for something, and it's perfect for that. Band that I'm listening to most at the minute. I'm listening to a lot of Metallica at the minute because I'm still working on my like entry point Metallica video. My beginner's guide to Metallica video. I'm listening to a lot of Ghost as well at the minute because I'm hyping myself up for seeing the Ghost film live in a couple of weeks. I cannot wait to see that, and obviously there will be a review of that coming out after I've seen it, probably the day after. But yeah, I'm listening to so much Ghost and Metallica at the minute. It is unbelievable. But I'm no complaints with that because I love both of those bands. A bit of a neggy question next. My most hated band. Oh, for anybody who knows me, I can't stand the Beatles. Like in a weird way as well, because like I understand why the Beatles are who they are. I get why they are as big as they are, but their music does nothing for me whatsoever. Like I just don't get it. It's just in a way, I'm the same with Elvis Presley. Like I get why they are as big as they are, and like what importance they have to the music that I listen to. But I just don't get it. I really don't. They just do nothing for me whatsoever, and it always seems like I can't move for either of those artists, and it kind of bugs me. Sort of like I get it. Without like the Beatles and without Elvis, there'd be no Lemmy, no Ozzy, no nothing. But I will completely like hold my hands up and say, yeah, I get their influence, but it just does nothing for me whatsoever. A song that calms me down. It's Invincible by Tool. That song chills me out. Like, to be fair, any track off Fear Inoculum just is perfect for chilling me out. It's one of those albums, like, if I want to sort of like relax, kick my feet up at the end of the day, I will chuck on Fear Inoculum. And mainly the track Invincible. It's so relaxing. The words are just so lovely. The melodies are fantastic. The musicianship on any Tool album is fantastic. But for me, Fear Inoculum, like, again, I saw them live touring Fear Inoculum a couple of years ago, and they blew my socks off. They were so damn good. So yeah, Tool Invincible is a song that will always chill me out and calm me down. A song that to break the speed limit to. It's Harder Faster by Wasp. I am ready to go and like foot to the floor with that song every time. It just fills me with joy, and it's a rager. It's a great, like, yeah, like it's a great song to break the speed limit to, but it's just a great song to have fun to. Like it's so good. Like it's a live track that I don't think they ever did a studio recorded version of it. It's kind of a middle finger to like the PMRC and that at the time, which obviously it comes from. You hear that in the intro, but like Blackie sings that song with like a mouthful of venom. It's a great track, and it always like I've proper got to watch me speedo if that comes on in the car. What do I think is the coolest music video? For me, it could be any Tool video, but because their videos are always really cool and really trippy. But my favourite Tool video is the video for Parabola. It is a proper psychedelic trip, and I love it. Absolutely adore that music video. I always have. Like, the fact that it's got like the Parabol section before it gets into Parabola as well, is just phenomenal. I love that. Like I've always said, I can't just listen to Parabola. I've got to listen to Parabol before. Tool, what a band! What a band! Everything about that band is just phenomenal. What song describes how you feel right now? Honestly, for me, with this question, I'd say it's Coming Home by Avenged Sevenfold. It's one of those songs I like. It I listen to that song and um it just, I don't know, it just resonates with me so much. Like, I've had my struggles over the past few years. Like, yeah, my mental health has been in the toilet a little bit, but like I've fought my demons. I'm back to who I should be, and I just feel like for the first time in my life, I feel comfortable in my own skin, and I've never felt that. I've always felt like I've been. So I've had to prove myself to other people, or I've had to be a certain way to like please other people. But for the first time in my life, at the age of nearly 32, I am I'm the person that I should be, and I get that feeling from Coming Home by Avenged Sevenfold. It really genuinely like it makes me feel that, and I'm really like it makes me feel really proud of myself that I am finally who I should have been a long time ago, and I'm happy with that. and it's one of the reasons why I've had the bravery to. If I say bravery, it's not exactly brave, but I've had the guts to commit to this, like I have been doing this past couple of weeks. It's something that I'm passionate about, and like I'm sticking to it, and I'm doing it for me because I love talking about this stuff. It's been my obsession for nigh on 20 odd years, and it's time I share that, and I feel comfortable enough with myself to do it now. Okay, got a bit too personal with that last question. Question number 16. My favourite film soundtrack. It's The Crow. The original Crow film's soundtrack is phenomenal. Like, I'm not going to go deep dive into it too much because I am going to do a separate video on that at some point. But with tracks like The Badge by Pantera, Big Empty by Stone Temple Pilots, Burn by The Cure is one of my favourite songs of all time. And that album soundtrack was like, it meant so much to me in my teenage years, and like I love The Crow. Like, of course I'm an old goth. But yeah, I love the Crow soundtrack. It is my favourite film soundtrack of all time. Number 17, my guilty pleasure album. I don't really have a guilty pleasure album because I'm not really guilty about any album that I like. If I like it, I like it. But if I had to pick one, it's probably Radioactive by McFly, because I get judged by saying it's one of my favourite albums of all time, but it is. But it's not just like what some people would imagine. It's not just a bubblegum pop like boy band album. It's just a straight up pop punk album, and I love it. That's why I love the latest McFly album so much, because it's just a straight up rock album, and they're having the time of their life, and who cannot love that? Like, I just can't complain with that. Last question number 18. What music would you like played at your funeral? I've thought about this for so long, and I have it nailed down already. Um, for me, like for like walking the coffin into the funeral, I would have a track by Volbeat called "End of the Road." It is a just like a proper Western cowboy inspired like intro track, and for me, it's just sort of like, yeah, it's the last outlaw saying his final goodbye. For like a song that I would get played in the middle of the ceremony, I would have Avenged Sevenfold St. James. Again, it's their tribute track to Jimmy the Rev Sullivan, but my middle name is James, and I don't know. It just seems like a fitting song to play. Like, it's saying about how he lived his life the way he wanted to, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do right now. And for my final song, I would have For Those About to Rock by AC/DC. I'm going out of this world the same way that I lived my life. I am going out with my horns held high. Like, I lived my life for rock and roll and heavy metal music. Whether people wanted me to or not, it's been like the biggest source of happiness my entire life, and I am going out all guns blazing. So yeah, that would be the three tracks I would have played at my funeral. I know that's the video done for today. I know it's been a bit of a shorter one, but it was. I thought it was just a bit interesting and like a way for people to get to know me a little bit better through these stupid questions. So yeah, hope you all have a good day. Just know you're all loved, and keep the faith, guys. I'll catch you later.